All right, we are live. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to another Marketers Club, or welcome if you're a first timer. Good to see everybody here. We'll give you guys just a minute or two for people to kind of get on, get settled in and everything on here. And I know it is a holiday for some of us, not for others. So typically it's a smaller group here when it's a holiday, but we'll see how it goes. When you're here and you can hear me and see me, go ahead and drop a note in the chat box just so I know who's here and participating today. Give me an idea of what to expect. And you can kind of take it from there. Get my chat box opened up. All right, the real Dill is in here. What's up, man? Peter, good to see you. Carl, Jennifer, what's up? Michael getting his weekly dose of Drew. Nice, man. Todd, good to see you in here. Nicole, Crystal. What else we got? Clark, Valerie, Kathleen, down in Sarasota, Allison in Florida. Hopefully you guys did okay with that meeting with Ian. That's what I keep calling it when I talk to my mom, and she never has any idea what I'm talking about. How'd your meeting with Ian go? So glad you guys made it out okay. Shona, good to see you in here. Bobby, welcome. Who else we got? Matt, Connie, Kat's here. Tiffany in Vegas. Candace, yes, Thanksgiving in Canada. Happy Thanksgiving for Canadians today. Thanks for joining us, Candace. I actually forgot about that up until I feel like 10 minutes ago. I've got a handful of friends or a lot of legendary marketer folks up in Canada, even staff members. So thanks for joining me, guys. What I want to do today is kind of cover a little bit more of the technical aspect of this business, just because I get a lot of technical questions and they're not always covered very clearly in the trainings or even on the platforms themselves. So I figured we could go through and maybe build a funnel or two. We'll see how much time we have, but we could possibly build one on ClickFunnels and System.io, or we could just choose one or the other. Makes no difference to me. We can kind of take a vote even. I'll let you guys decide what I build the funnel for, and we can just go through the whole process from scratch so that you can see what goes into it. I also want to take some notes on here just so everybody knows what to be doing and at what time, so that you can see what to look for and how to get the metrics or the data that you need. So we can go through all of that as well. And before I get into anything, let's take just a couple minutes here to do questions for you guys. If anybody has questions, that's not going to be what I'm covering today. Allison, I see your question in here. How do you build a funnel and integrate with Aweber? We will do that today. I'd like to see System.io. Cool. Yeah, so we can, I know there's more training around ClickFunnels than System.io because ClickFunnels has been around for like 10 years and System's just been around for about a year, maybe 2 years at this point in my area anyway. May have been around before that and it just wasn't very well known. So I can go through either one. The building side of it, the platforms are very, very similar in terms of structuring out the pages and building out the pages. The only difference is really going to be in the automations. So if you're using ClickFunnels, you'll need Aweber to integrate with. It's called an integration when you connect ClickFunnels and Aweber. And if you're using System, you don't need an integration. They have a built-in autoresponder right on the platform. So all you need to do is set up a rule or a workflow that'll connect your opt-in page to your campaign. So I can go through all of that with you guys today, one or the other. And I see we've got a couple questions in here. All right, Raul's got a question. Should I create a different TikTok account if I'm promoting a product from a niche? I want to start promoting a product from a different niche. Yeah, if it's completely unrelated, Raul, I would create a new account. Yep. Typically, the accounts that are more niched down to a specific product or a specific audience are the ones that tend to convert better than the ones that are like really broad and cover a little bit of everything. It's hard to get any traction that way unless you already have a big following. So I would say if you're going to change your niche completely and you can't find a way to relate that product to the original niche you were involved in, then definitely create a new account. Yep. Carl, what can we do to increase engagement to our email list? Good question, Carl. So email engagement is a big issue for a lot of people. Typically, your first email is going to do the best, and it's going to slowly dwindle from there. So my strategy is usually to ask people questions, kind of directly solicit that engagement. I also like to give things away on my email list, but I make them ask for it. Okay. So if you need help increasing engagement on your email list, I would try the 9-word email, first of all, from the Blueprints, if you haven't seen that yet. If you're not a Blueprints member, just Google 9-word email. And you can listen to somebody other than Dave explain it. It's basically just something to directly solicit a response from your customers. Like, hey, are you still looking for a way to make money online? That's it. That would be the whole email. Are you still looking to lose weight before the end of the year? Right? Just like these little one question, that's the whole email. Try to make it seem like it's not automated, basically, so that people will actually reply to it. I like to do this with books. If I write an ebook or I have a lead magnet, instead of giving it away in my funnel, I give it away later in my email sequence. And I just kind of sell the book in the email. I write up a little description about what's in the ebook or the lead magnet, how it can help people, how they can implement it in their lives or businesses. And I just say, hey, if you want it, reply back and comment ebook. And whoever writes back to me gets a free copy of it. Whoever doesn't write back doesn't get a copy of it. But that works really well to boost your email engagement as well. Let's see, Dragon. If a post goes completely across the world, reached over 1 million people, should I be concerned that it might be worthless? No. So, Dragon, in the beginning, I know like somebody at your level, it's all exposure, right? Every piece of exposure is good. And even though your video, I think this was the one you shared with me, it has nothing to do with making money online or working from home. It's just kind of a feel-good video. It's still good engagement either way. It doesn't have to be directly related to what you're doing. Obviously, it'll be better if it were, but that's still a good way for you to increase engagement and to get people more aware of you and what you find interesting or what you resonate with and what types of stuff you're going to be sharing. So I wouldn't be concerned about it. My suggestion is try to add in or find another offer similar to Legendary, maybe, that is available in more countries. Like you were saying, into Asia or Africa, countries that Legendary Marketer can't do business with, find somebody else that can and promote that in your email sequence as an alternative. Couldn't join Legendary? Try this instead. Something like that. That way you can still monetize those people, even if they're not in a country that you could do business with. All right. So I am seeing like 99% of the votes coming in here are for system, which is fine. I can start on there. And then if I've got time, I can jump into just showing you guys some important pieces on ClickFunnels and Aweber. And we can take it from there. So yeah, let's build a funnel. before we run out of time here. I don't see any other questions coming in. So if you have questions as we're doing this, go ahead and drop them in the chat box or the Q&A box. I will have both open. I'll try to answer as I'm going. And that's it. So let me get logged in. I just created a new demo account on System.io. I think I already have a funnel for it. I can just create a new one. All right, so let's go main dashboard. I'm going to share my screen. Share screen, system. Which screen is that? Screen one. Cool. All right. So we all should be seeing my brand new demo System.io account on here. And we're just going to go through building a funnel from scratch. I did want to just take some votes as far as a product. What do you guys think we should build a funnel for? For system, I would say let's do something that we don't already have a template for, right? So if it's legendary marketer, I'm not going to do it. I've got like 6 or 7 funnels that I've already built for legendary that are available as templates. So if somebody has a specific product in mind, and can tell me where to find it, if it's on ClickBank or Digistore or whatever. Mediumship readings. Supplement, sleep product. So are you guys talking about ClickBank offers? Tarot cards? Alex, do you have like links for these, sales page links or something? Any ClickBank product? Carl's got something. Easiest system ever on ClickBank. Try that. Photography business. Yeah, guys, I'm open to doing anything. The last time I did this, a free-for-all funnel build on Marketers Club, I ended up building a funnel for a company called Lobster Anywhere, where they ship lobster to your door no matter where you live in the United States. Do we like the idea of a ClickBank offer? That was actually a fun one to do, the Lobster Anywhere thing, because I'd never heard of them before. All right, so we'll do a ClickBank offer. I'll just choose something. Let's try to do something that's not in the decade in a day. Do you guys like the idea of these kind of supplements, the weight loss ones, or do we want something more spirituality? I just realized I'm not sharing this. Let me get this into the right window. There we go. All right, so I do have ClickBank open here. And no dog training or woodworking. Definitely not. No dog training or woodworking. Don't worry about that. I came in here and I just did the spirituality one. And I sorted by gravity. Spirituality, self-care, T-burn. That could be a good one. Fitness product. Digital products. None of these look really great. Moon reading. You guys want to try a moon reading? All right, let's do that. Let's do this one. This could be fun. All right, moon reading it is. So what I'm doing, I'm going to open this affiliate page first because I like to see what kind of resources they're going to give me. That is right here. And we can see they've got this cool little array of the product. They've got email swipes, different graphics, hop link generator. And that's really it. So let's look at their graphics. And then I want to go to the hop link generator. Betty, you've actually done the moon reading one. That's exciting. I've never seen this product before, but we can definitely check it out. Okay, so let me first off come into this hop link generator here. And this one, it looks like they only have one link. Yep, looks like there's only one link here, so they're not going to give me other ones that I can choose from, which is fine. So what I always like to do is open up the page that I'm going to be sending people to and go through it to see how can I match this, or how can I create something that will kind of flow similarly to this page so that when I build it out myself, it looks like it's congruent and it feels connected and everything like that. I'm just going to try to avoid specific business name. So here, like, to me, moon reading doesn't sound like a business name, so I think it's okay to use. But this one looks like it might be an opt-in page. Maybe not. Okay, so it just kind of goes through. Except it's not working. This is another reason why we test things, right? Select your birthday. Obviously, I can't do that. I am a Gemini. There we go. If anybody's wondering, that is my real birthday. So it is a lot of, you know, your birth time. So I always go through it, right? I go through the entire thing just to make sure that it's actually going to be something I want to send people to. This one, it feels like there's a lot of questions. So maybe I want to make a really short opt-in page. But let's just jump into funnels here. We can reference that sales page again later on. And this one I just built over the weekend. So let me create a new funnel. I'm going to call this moon reading. And I don't have a domain connected in here yet, so I'm not going to choose one. We're going to do build an audience. So anytime you're building a funnel from scratch, you want to build an audience. This is the same in ClickFunnels. If you come through ClickFunnels, you're going to choose build an audience for a new funnel. This doesn't really matter. I am choosing US dollar, but I'm not selling anything through this funnel, so it doesn't really matter. But let me create. You'll notice if I choose build an audience and then say create, it's going to give me these two steps on the left-hand side here, squeeze page, which is the first page where people opt in on, and then the thank you page, which is the second one. And that's going to do a little bit of pre-selling or sort of an introduction to the offer. And then these are all the templates that I get to choose for each one. So I usually like to do something simple on the first page that is basically just an opt-in form. I think for most of these offers, we don't really need a lot. Okay, so I would choose something like maybe one of these, this one or this one, maybe even this one right here. They all look very similar, but it's just a very simple opt-in page, right? So let me choose this one. And we'll just keep this simple. All right. I'm going to jump into the editor. And what I'm going to do is I want this to match the moon reading page that I'm sending people to. So this one, I'd like to see if it actually gives me, I think it's going to be special for each person. it's kind of hard to see the actual sales page will look like. There we go. Free moon reading includes, so this will be the same for everyone. Testimonials you could use if you wanted to. And it does take me to an opt-in page, which I am curious if we can send people straight to a sales page. It doesn't look like you can. That's usually what I like. If I'm going to generate a hop link for a product, I like to send people to a sales page after they come through my opt-in. I don't want them to go from my opt-in to my bridge to another opt-in. Just feels like we're kind of asking too much without giving anything in return. Does that make sense? So that's why I sort of clicked through this just to see if there was a way for me to find a sales page, which apparently we can't send people to a sales page. They only allow opt-in, which is specific to this vendor, which is fine. We could still do it, or we could choose a different one. Not a big deal. Let me just go through this one because we're here. So what I'm going to do is change my background in my funnel to match the background on this page, because this is the page that I'm sending everybody to. Okay, it's this first moon reading page. So what we can do is I could first off just go on and look for images similar to this. I could go on like Pexels or Pixabay or Unsplash, and I could look for stock images related to like Zodiac or moon readings or something like that. I could even just look up for a picture of the moon. Maybe I could get a really cool moon picture in the background there. Whether it's real or photoshopped, doesn't really matter. But I could just find a moon picture to put in there that maybe kind of resonates with people a little bit. Or just a night sky. You know, any of this would kind of work for those moon readings. So let's say I want to do one with full moon. And I want to just grab a little background photo here. Alex, Canva Pro. Yeah, I do have a Canva Pro account. I could totally use that too for the same types of things. We could use, there's Pexels, there's Pixabay. These are all free. Unsplash, also free. So even if I just went through the three of these and I just did a search for a moon or Zodiac or whatever, these have all kinds of cool pictures that we could use. And they're all free. Pexels, Pixabay, Unsplash, those are the three biggest. Let me just do Zodiac. I think I like the idea of matching that theme better. And you might even find the vendor grabbed their photo from something in here. Okay, so I would do something Zodiac related. I don't really like these Unsplash ones. That one would probably work. This one would probably work. They look very similar colors as well. So I think that would be something that we could absolutely use. It's going to feel really aligned with where we're sending people. We could choose a specific Zodiac sign if you wanted to, but I think I'm going to stay more broad and just use one of the more general ones. So what I'm actually going to do, just because it's me, is I'm going to take the picture from this place because I can. Let's see. Oh, they're using Hotjar. That's fun. Yeah, I don't even see where this background photo is. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so I'm just going to use this photo. Just save that in my downloads folder. And then I can match them exactly if I replace this. So you guys don't necessarily have to do like this screen grab thing that I just did, just so you know what it is. Here's the image that I did. You can right click and go to inspect. You can hit Control Shift I or Command Shift I if you're on a Mac. And typically what you want to do, so here all I did was I selected the body. So you'll notice that usually the code is going to be, has a head code at the top, and then the body code is going to be most of it. So I clicked on body, and then down here, this is actually the CSS code for it. There's a background image link right there. So it's set up to no repeat, centered. So I can actually click on this image link and it'll open up the image by itself so that I could use this in my content. So that's all I did right here. I just dropped that image in the background. And then what I would usually do is change my opt-in. So maybe it's a little bit more transparent. It's a very light colored background, so I can kind of get away with going lighter on this. I just want it to have a little bit of separation. So I'm doing about 50% transparency on here. So it still stands out a little bit as an opt-in page, but you can see everything through it. Okay. Now, if I didn't know what this was about, I could grab information from here. And just use that in my headline, basically. So if I said right here, explore the secret depths of your personality, relationships, and true purpose in life. Okay, that's all we really need right there. It doesn't have to be anything extravagant. I can be very straightforward, very simple with it, and literally take the text right from the page that I'm sending people to. So that's the opt-in page. I don't really need to do more than that. I could put in a little bit more information on here if I want. Get your free moon reading. We could make that text a little bit bigger so it feels more like a subheading. This one, maybe I make a little bit smaller. I usually like 3 lines for a headline. It's typically what I like to look for is 3 lines for a headline, and then maybe 2 lines for the one under that. I find if you capitalize every word, this is called title case. It actually just, it looks more professional to me. And then I'm going to make it, like I said, so it's only 3 lines. So explore the secret depths of your personality, relationships, and true purpose in life. Enter your name and email address to receive your free moon reading. I'm going to change my button to send the form, go to the next step. This is the automation piece in here, these first 2 drop downs, right? So I click the settings and then I'm changing that to send form and this to next step. And I'm going to change the message in the button itself. Let's say access my free moon reading. And if we want to add an icon to this, we can. You'll notice sometimes with the buttons, they'll have little icons in them. So if I tried to look up moon, for example, I could find something that has a moon in it, like one of these. And then maybe I want to change the color of this button to more closely match this page. So they use just gray buttons. It's nothing exciting. But if I want to be congruent, then maybe I want to use a dark gray button like they have. Okay. We don't need to change anything else in it. I am going to make the size a little bit bigger just so it's consistent with everything else on here. It's visible to everybody, very easy to see, very simple. If I were doing this myself, I would probably try to run this with a different background as well. Try to run it as a split test with a more exciting background. So let me show you really quickly how to do that as well. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to duplicate this squeeze page. So you'll notice there's 3 little icons in here. I don't know if you guys can see this. 3 little icons next to each step. I'm going to click the top one, which is to duplicate it. And I'm going to end up with squeeze page copy right here. I'm just going to edit that. And I'm going to change the background. So this way I'm running 2 funnels at the same time, but they have different backgrounds in them. And I'm just going to use one of these that I uploaded for the other funnel that I had in here. And just have it full center here. All right, so that one looks a little bit different. Maybe I need to lighten up this background a little bit just so it's easier to see. We'll come back to about 80%. So we can see this one's a little bit different. Maybe if I wanted to, I could even shift this and make this black. Right, and so it matches the background a little bit better. So I could make this dark, for example, say black, a semi-transparent black, and then make my text white. And make my button some bright color that's really going to pop out. Okay, I could do something like that. Okay, you like the second one better. That's the whole purpose of this, is like everybody resonates with something different, right? So this page looks absolutely nothing like the sales page I'm going to be sending you to from my funnel, but maybe this one is more attractive to most people, so they would rather fill out this form than the other one. And I don't really know, so that's why I try to do different variations. All right, so now I've got 2 squeeze pages in here, or 2 opt-in pages. I didn't do a thank you page yet, so we can do the thank you page next. We're still doing really good on time here. Just let me know, guys, if you have questions or if you want me to slow down anything, kind of go through it again. And I do see a couple of questions in here. So Connie, when I finish building this funnel, I will go through the automations to show you how to start the split test, because I have 2 different opt-in pages, and how to set up the automations to connect your opt-in page to your campaign. Sorry, I didn't complete that thought. But yeah, I'll go through all of that for you guys. Carl, you can do all of this in ClickFunnels. Absolutely. I can maybe do it in ClickFunnels quickly for you when we're done here. If I'm not explaining and teaching along the way, I can build a funnel like this in about 10 minutes. Okay. And that's something you'll just get better and better at as you do it. So I want to do a simple thank you page. I'm just going to grab this one, because I don't really need to pre-sell people a whole lot. I'm just going to drop them on this page where they can go through this moon reading. But I know there's a lot of questions in that moon reading page because I just tested it out. So I don't want to give people a lot before they get there, because I want them to actually go through that questionnaire. Okay. So I'm going to add the same background. Usually I like the same background on all of my pages, but this is an option here. So I see some of you guys asking if you can go straight to the sales page when someone opts in. You can. You don't need a thank you page like this. This is usually more for pre-selling. But it is a good place for you to kind of introduce the offer before you send people over to it. Or if you're selling something that you think is going to have a lot of questions or objections related to it, this is a good place to put yourself into your customer's shoes and sort of foresee what they're going to ask, what questions they're going to have, so that you can address those objections before they get to it. Let me just do this background a slightly different way here. Okay. And Allison, I see your question in here too. All of these sessions are recorded, so you can access any of the previous Marketers Club webinars at any time. That shouldn't be an issue there. So this thank you page here, all I'm going to do is I'm going to thank people for opting in, first of all. And I can take this and make it sort of a pre-selling page. Like I said, I want to make this background a little bit whiter. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to let people know that they're going to be able to create a free personalized report on the next page. Click the button below to create your completely free and personalized video moon reading that explores your moon sign and moon phase. All right, so there's that. Doesn't have to be anything exciting. Again, just very straightforward. I'm going to make it so you can read it. And I'm going to delete this image. And I'm going to add in a button instead. There. I'm going to add a little bit more space to that. Let's say 30. So this button, I'm going to change the action on it to open URL. And then the URL that I'm going to type in here is the one from ClickBank. Okay, so I copy my hop link, and that's going to go right here. That's the URL that I want to connect to the button on this page. And we can keep it in the same window. That's fine. We don't have to change any of this stuff. Button text, we do want to change. Create a free reading. Maybe access my free moon reading. And I'm saying on here, complete the questions on the next page, because I want to kind of let people know a little bit like, hey, you're going to have questions that you're going to have to answer on the next page. So I want them to know what to expect, that there is going to be some questions. And down here, I'm actually going to, again, warn people. One more thing. This will work even if you don't know your exact birth, time, location, or other specific details. Because that's something that I've seen before. If you've ever tried things like this, maybe you have seen like, oh, I don't know my exact time of birth, or maybe you don't know what city or something like that. Most people do, but maybe you don't. Like if you're adopted, it's harder to find, right? So I'm going to let people know that that's there too. Maybe I want to add a little bit of color on here. Maybe we can add in an image down at the bottom just to bring in a little bit more color to this page. And I could grab something from one of these pages, like this one right here looks kind of like a reading. Right, so I'll download that from Pexels and then I can upload it. We'll use that one. I see a couple of questions in here about ClickFunnels 2.0. It is brand new. So it's not something that we're necessarily saying, hey, this will convert better than some other thing, because nobody really knows yet. It is just launching now. And it's something that nobody really has firsthand experience with yet. All right, I'm going to make that 300 and I'm going to add just a little bit of a gap above it. So there's my thank you page. Let me get rid of some of this white space down at the bottom here. There we go. So it all fits on one page, nice and clean. I'm going to make this button gray so it matches the page I'm sending people to. As much as I don't like boring buttons like that, that's kind of the subdued look it seems like these people are going for. So there's my thank you page. It's got my hop link in it. That's all it needs. We're going to save, exit that. So I now have 2 opt-in pages and a thank you page. Both of the opt-in pages are connected to the thank you page automatically. The thank you page has my link in it. So this is done being built. First thing I'm going to do on here is set up the A/B test so that I can run both of my opt-in pages at the same time. And all that means is I can copy either link to opt-in page A or opt-in page B, and it'll get people into my funnel either way. Okay. Maybe I make it Moon 1. Moon 1, save. We'll call this one Moon 2. Just so it's easier to remember. And then this one can be Moon, thank you. So I could send people to this 0781-hello.system.io/moon1 or /moon2. And it's going to still opt in into this split test. So this A/B split test, we've got our original squeeze page, right? Original squeeze page right here. I'm going to choose a variant, which is going to be squeeze page copy. And then my goal page is going to be thank you. Right. So we've got original squeeze page on the left, the squeeze page copy on the right, and the thank you page is the goal page down at the bottom here. I'm going to hit start A/B test, and that's done. That'll start running automatically. So I can drive my traffic, like I said, to Moon 1 or Moon 2 as a page, and it will get people into that split test. Next thing we're going to do is set up the email campaign. Okay, so we're going to go under menu, and I'm going to go in contacts first because I always like to create tags. One of the biggest things that I hear with system is you only have one email list. Just like if you're using the free version of Aweber and you have one email list, the only way to separate out your offers or your campaigns is to use tags. Okay, so I'm going to go into contacts, tags, and I am going to create a tag that I'm just going to call moon reading. Save that. So now I've got a new tag for moon reading. Next, I'm going to go into campaigns. So if you didn't see that, it was emails and then campaigns. And I'm going to create a campaign that's also called moon reading, keeping the name the same so it's easy to figure out what connects to what. There's my campaign. Now, before I go in and add emails, I want to jump into my automations and I want to connect this campaign and that tag to the funnel I just created. Okay, so I'm going to go into automations and workflows. I've got one in here already, which I'm going to remove. Let me create one for moon reading. Okay, there's my workflow. This one I am going to edit right now. So I can edit by clicking on the title here, or I can edit by coming under the little pencil icon. And what we're going to do is structure out this workflow here. So the first thing is to choose a trigger. my first trigger is going to be funnel form subscribed. And I'm going to choose my squeeze page. So this, it does save all of your funnel pages, okay, on this list. So if you've created other funnels that are active in your account, or even if you've created them and archived them, which is what these are, you still want to make sure you're choosing the right one. So my suggestion is to name each page specifically so that you know what it looks like in here. So I know which funnel to choose, but let me just show you guys. If I go back to funnels, just to make sure that you're doing this the right way, right? Maybe I change this one to Moon Opt-in 1. Okay. And change this one to Moon Opt-in 2, right? Just to make it easy for myself in the future. So that way, if I come into automations and workflows now, I can choose a trigger, funnel form subscribed, and it's going to be Moon Opt-in 1 to create. I'm going to hit the plus sign to the right of it to create another trigger. That's going to be also funnel form subscribed, but this time for Moon 2. So this is if somebody comes through either of these pages, they're going to combine, get tagged, apply a tag, Moon reading, and then another action, which is going to be subscribe to campaign and Moon reading again. So this is the whole workflow. So if somebody comes through opt-in 1 or opt-in 2, they're going to get tagged Moon reading and then subscribes to my Moon reading campaign. Okay, that's all I have to do in the workflow. I'm going to exit that, and I do need to activate it, which is this little green check button over here. So you'll notice the default is not active. So you got to find this little green checkbox to activate it. And the last thing I'm going to do is emails. So I'm going to come back into my campaigns and I'm going to add in emails. All right. And those emails, typically you can get from the vendor. So I'm going to come right to email swipes here. And it opens up this Word document that I can copy and paste from. Looks like these people give me a lot of resources, which is awesome. So I'm going to literally copy and paste. I'll do one with you guys now just so you can see it. So my sender name is usually I want it to be something related to the product or something that I think people would be interested in. So I don't know. Let's just say like Drew the Psychic. Obviously, I wouldn't do that if it were real, but maybe I would. Who knows? Although I'm not doing the moon readings. So I'm going to choose a subject line from in here. These people give me a whole bunch of subject lines. And I'm going to copy that. Just choose one of them here. Paste the subject line in. Come into Classic Editor, because that works a lot better than Visual Editor, in my opinion. And then I'm going to say create. And the first thing I want to do on this is you'll notice this says first names, moon reading inside. That's not the specific substitute for system. So I need to come over here and I need to find the first name tag so that I can actually use the right tag on here. Okay, so I just switched out this one that they gave me where it just says first name, and I switched it out with the actual first name tag in System.io, which is this red text right here. Okay, that'll actually personalize it. Then we can copy the body of an email, which just go right there, copy that, paste it in here. One thing you will notice, if you're copying from Google Documents into System, it's going to ruin the formatting. Can you guys all see that? I copied it from here where it's got nice, like regular text, bold, some link sections in it. And when I paste it in here, there's no links and everything is bold. It's just kind of messy, right? So what you'll have to do is download this, come over here and say download, and you can do Microsoft Word or like Open Office or even a text document, something like that. And you're going to want to copy it from that offline document into system that way. So I'm doing that on my other screen here. Let me just paste that in. So now you'll see it's the right formatting. Okay, because I downloaded this and then I copied it from the download into system. So if you are trying to go from Google Documents into System.io, it's not going to work. It's going to ruin the formatting and you're going to have to edit every email afterwards. So you're better off just downloading it. Or you can copy and paste it into Word and then copy and paste it from Word into System. Okay, that'll also work. It's just an extra step each time. So that's going to be important to do. And I need to make sure I change the links in here. Okay, so there are different blue links. Those are all going to be the same link. They're all going to be my hop link from, where did that even go? From this product, which I guess I don't have open anymore. So let me just show you the other way. I can go to it from the affiliates page, right? I can go to the hop link generator. I can generate my hop link here, or I can just come over and click promote and it's going to open a pop-up. I don't know if you guys can see this pop-up or not, but it does open a pop-up where I can generate a hop link that way as well. And that's the link I want to put in here. So these are just blue and underlined. They're not actually links, right? So to add the link, I highlight what I want to become a link, click on this little link icon up here, and then I'm just pasting the URL. Right, so I'm going to do the same thing here, link, paste, okay. And you'll notice there's a lot of them in here. I usually don't like using more than 2 links in an email, but it's fine to do every once in a while. So it's the same link in every section on here. Yeah, Connie, I see your question on here. Let me show you with this. If I try to paste with like a right click, for example, it doesn't work. You need to use the keyboard shortcuts in order to paste in here. You have to use the keyboard shortcuts. So if you're using a Windows PC, it's Control V to paste, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. If you're using a Mac, it's Command instead of Control. So Command C to copy, Command V to paste. You do need to use the keyboard shortcuts in the classic editor. It won't work if you right click in order to paste. Okay. So I added the links in there. That's all ready to go. We can save and publish this. And this one I'm going to send out right away. Let's say 5 minutes after they opt in. So that'll be good to go. That's all locked in there. And it's the same process as I keep going through these. If I add an email, let me just give you another example here. Email 2. This one, if I go to save and publish for email 2, what I want to do here is set the delay after my first email. Okay, so this is the part that confuses a lot of people in the campaigns. I'm going to send this 1 day after my first email. Okay, so you can set this up if you want it to just be a delay after they opt in, where it's like, hey, 1 day after opting in or 2 days after opting in or whatever. But I usually like to structure mine based on the emails. Sorry. So 1 day after the first email, I'm not going to set a specific time of day. I'm not going to set a specific day of the week. I'm just going to publish it like that. So that's what email 2 will look like. And you just keep going all the way through the campaign. There are for this specific offer, it looks like quite a few emails that they actually give you, maybe 4 or 5 altogether. So you could just go through copying and pasting those. And one last thing, I do see, Allison, you've got a question about the recordings. Let me show you guys that before I let you go, and then we can hop off here. So recordings, for anybody who wants to access the recording, you're going to log into Legendary where you took the challenge. So you'll see this page here. Go under products and then Marketers Club. And I can close these windows here. So products, Marketers Club, then we're going to come under this one right here that says Marketers Club live training replays. So it's this one right here, this third box in on the top row. Click start your training and you'll see these are all of the recordings from all of our previous webinars, all the way back to the beginning here, 2019. I don't know why that one's out of order. We got to look at that. Good thing I'm checking this. So all of your recordings are going to be right in here. And if anybody wants this funnel, if you guys want to promote this moon reading thing, you can have this funnel too. I can even put it in the chat box for you guys. And you can always reuse that funnel if you'd like. So that's the whole process, building a funnel, setting up the campaign, setting up your automations, doing everything from scratch in System.io. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Let me stop sharing here. And if you have any other questions, comments, concerns, you need a coaching call, or you just want support on what you're doing, feel free to shoot me an email. It's drew@legendarymarketer.com. And other than that, guys, have a great rest of your week. Stay legendary. We'll catch you next Monday.